sometimes there's some short-term pain for some long-term gain. Go and pursue your dream today. It is not too late to go and pursue your passion. Do you really want to hate that amount of time in your life? All right, let's get into some fresh Q&A. First question is from Mike C., 27 years old from Austin, Texas. Mike says, "You're always talking about finding your dream career or dream vocation, but I don't want a career. I just want a job that I can punch into and punch out of and then enjoy my life. There is no such thing as a dream vocation." All right, Mike's fired up and I'm here for it. Look, Mike, I understand what you're saying, and I used to feel the same way, especially when I was working in a job that I hated. But here's the thing, unless you're independently wealthy, you're gonna need to earn money to live, okay? Now, there are, 168 hours in a week. If you sleep 8 hours a day, that leaves 112 hours. Now, if you work 40 hours a week, right, which you probably need to do to earn a decent living enough to live, and as you said, you want to enjoy your life after work, that means that 36% of your waking hours are spent working. Do you really want to hate that amount of time in your life? All right? I mean, think about, at best, if you tolerate it, and at worst, you absolutely hate it. That is no way to spend 36% of your waking hours. You should want more out of life than that. And you're thinking of work as just a bad thing, right? Something that can never be good. But think about work that you enjoy doing, right? Think about that feeling that you get after working out, or that feeling that you get after doing a project at your house, or the feeling that you get after cooking a great meal, right? Whatever work it is that you do, that you enjoy, and that good feeling. You're just associating all work with a job that you hate. But we as humans were meant to be productive, right? We enjoy being productive when we're doing something that we like. You just have not found something that you enjoy and that you like doing. And so the key is being able to find something that you do enjoy that can also bring you income. And think of work, a job, whatever you want to call it, as an opportunity instead of the ultimate worst thing in the world, right? It is an opportunity for you to share your talents and your purpose with the world. If you think of it as something just to punch the clock and make some dollars, then yes, you're going to hate it because you feel like it's an obligation, like you're forced to do it, like it's something you absolutely have to do. And yes, you need to work to make money so that you can live, but it is an opportunity for you to share your talents and your purpose with the world. There are people out there who love what they do. They absolutely love it. If you gave them $1 billion tomorrow, they would still do it because they love it. Those are not rare unicorns, right? Those are people that just pursued their passion. They found out what their talents are. They found out what their purpose is, and they live it every day in their career. That's what you need to find. And trust me, at 27 years old like you are, it might be okay to just punch the clock and then go out, hang out with your friends or travel or whatever you want to do. And maybe you can tolerate spending 36% of your time working in a job that you hate because you have that nice outlet later on. But trust me, as you get to 37, 47, 57, that feeling is going to start to wear off. And you do not want to spend all of those waking hours hating what you do. You want to enjoy your whole life, not just after work. There's no reason you can't enjoy your career. You can find a career that you enjoy, that makes you feel productive, makes you feel fulfilled, makes you feel like your life has more meaning, makes you feel like you are contributing to society. I promise you there is something out there for you. So start to look into what your talents are. Start to look into what your purpose for those talents might be, and then how to apply that to a career. Don't take such a poor attitude with it and assume that all work is terrible and that you're going to hate what you do for the rest of your life. Because if you do take that attitude, I promise you will hate what you do in a career for the rest of your life. There is something out there for you. I promise you that you can find a career that you love, that you enjoy, and that you enjoy spending time at. So enjoy your whole life. Mike, don't look at this as another 30 or 40 years of just doom and gloom. You have an opportunity to share your talents and purpose with the world. Take advantage of it. Have a more optimistic view. Do some self-discovery. I promise you can find something that you love and enjoy doing. All right, next question is from Kelly M., 43 years old, from Albany, New York. Kelly says, I currently work in human resources, but after a life-altering personal experience, I have a real passion for nursing and even feel called to it. The problem is that I have 2 children, ages 10 and 14, and life is expensive. I hear you on that. My husband has a good paying job, but it's still a major financial commitment for me to leave work. How can I make a transition like this? Well, first of all, that's awesome that you believe you have found your calling. Nursing is such a great profession. All the nurses that I know absolutely love what they do. In fact, there's a woman who lives down the street from me, and she's been retired for a few years, but she still does nursing part-time because she just loves it. She doesn't need the money. She just views it as a calling, as a passion. She wants to do it. My aunt was a nurse for years and years and now does consulting work, and she's 80 years old. People that are nurses they view it more as a calling than a job, and they absolutely love it. And so that's amazing that you found that. So congratulations on that. I also hear you on life being expensive. I have 4 kids from ages 9 to 15, and we are in an expensive season of life, no doubt about it. So I get the predicament. Here's what I'll say. It is not too late to go and pursue your passion, right? You're 43 years old, you have these kids. It makes it a little bit more challenging, but it's certainly possible. What I would recommend that you do is build what I call a financial bridge. Okay, so basically what that is a projection going into the future, and you look at your income. So you're and your husband's combined income. Let's say it was $10,000 a month after taxes. Look at your expenses, right? Let's say that was $8,000 a month. Right now you have a cushion of $2,000. What happens to that as you go back to nursing school? Right? And there's a few scenarios that you can model out. If you go back to nursing full time, you completely lose that income. What does that do to that $2,000 per month cushion? Does it lessen it, but it's still positive? Does it take it to 0? Does it take it negative? And then how long can you sustain that? How does that match up with your savings? Let's say you have $100,000 in savings, and now because you're not earning income, you are spending $2,000 more per month than you make, right? So how long can you sustain that for? So whatever it is, there's gonna be some financial difficulty. You just have to model out and figure out how much you're comfortable with. But you can absolutely do it, because a lot of people end up switching careers later on in life. And sometimes to do it, you have to take a financial hit, right? Either you take a step back in your career to take a big step forward, or you have to go back to school, which comes with not only the cost of school, but the opportunity cost of not earning income. So you can absolutely do it. You just have to figure out what you are comfortable with and what it is that you can do. And also, I don't know what your career is today. Well, actually, sorry, you said human resources, but I'm not sure what you make. But in nursing, you can do very well financially. So you might equal or even exceed your income. It might just take a couple of years. And also, as I mentioned, a lot of people do nursing well into their life, even past retirement. So you can look at this as something that you're not just going to do till 60 or 65. You might want to keep going beyond that to have some extra income, and just because you love what you do. So I teach how to build a financial bridge in my online course, which you can find on my website. So if you want to get into more detail, you can certainly do that. But at the end of the day, it's certainly possible. You just have to figure out what that financial plan looks like. Do you want to go to school full-time, right? Maybe it takes 2 years to do nursing school full-time, but you forego income, and maybe you have to take out student loans, or maybe you elongate it and you do part-time and it takes 3 to 4 years, or maybe you do part-time for 2 years until you really need to fully dedicate, and then you can just finish it up in a year. Whatever it is, look at those different scenarios. But the key is, it's definitely possible. There will be some financial challenges, but you just model that out and figure out how you get comfortable with it, and you'll be fine. And again, sometimes there's some short-term pain for some long-term gain, right? At 43 years old, you have a lot of your life left. You don't want to be working a career that you don't enjoy. So if you can do nursing for the next 20, 30 years, it's worth it to commit more in the next 2 to 3 to 4 years and take a little bit of that pain now to have a more enjoyable and fulfilling career in the long run. So you can absolutely do it. I wish you all the best. Definitely go after your dream. All right, before we get to the next question, let me take a quick minute to first say thank you for checking out my channel. If you like it and find it helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe, and even share it. By doing so, you help to push the message to more people, which in turn allows us to help more people to identify and achieve the career of their dreams, or what I call their dream vocation. If you have specific questions that you want me to answer during Q&A, please submit them on my website at www.thedreamvocation.com and fill out the form on the Contact Me page. Lastly, if you are stuck trying to figure out your career path, if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired of your career, or even if you haven't started your career yet and have no idea how to identify your ideal career, I invite you to take my online course called Identifying and Achieving Your Dream Vocation. You can find this course on my website and also in the description of this video below. It's nearly 5 hours of content that provide you with actionable plans to not only identify the career of your dreams, but also to achieve it. Many of the topics that I discuss on these Q&A videos are lessons from that course, of which you are getting a sneak peek during this Q&A. The course goes into much more detail and provides specific action plans. So, if you are ready to begin going after your dreams and living the life that you deserve, this course will help you to get there. Let's get back to the Q&A. Next question is from John T., 29 years old, from Seattle, Washington. John says, I believe I know what my dream vocation is. I want to be a literary agent discovering new authors and helping them reach their audience. My problem is that it scares the hell out of me that I am choosing a career for the next 30 or 40 years when I'm only 29. How do I know if I'm choosing the right path? All right, John, here's the good news. A dream vocation, a dream career, does not have to be for the rest of your life, right? I know that when you hear the word dream, it has that absoluteness to it, right? Like it is the only thing that you'll ever do. But here's the reality. Your life changes as you move throughout it. You go through different seasons of life. And with that, your dreams can change. It is perfectly okay and often common that your dream vocation, your dream career in your 20s might be different from your 30s, might be different from your 40s, right? Or maybe you have a dream career for 20 years, right? Let's say you become a literary agent. You absolutely love it. It is your dream career. But then life has a way of throwing us curveballs. When you get to your 40s, you decide you actually want to become an author. Or maybe you want to open up your own shop. Or maybe you just decide, hey, you have kids later on, they move out of the house. You decide your new dream vocation is you want to go run a tour boat down in Florida, right? You've been a literary agent for 20 years, you've loved it, it's been awesome, but now you have a new dream. That's perfectly okay. A dream vocation, a dream career, does not have to be permanent. That also doesn't mean that it's not your dream career today. Like I said, we change as we go through life. We have different seasons of life. It's okay to have a dream and live that dream for 5, 10, 15 years and then have a different dream later on, right? That's perfectly acceptable and it's pretty common too, right? People often change careers and sometimes it's because they don't like what they currently do and they want to switch it. But oftentimes it's also because they just find new challenges and new opportunities that they're excited about and they want to pivot. So don't view it as choosing the rest of your life. I do a podcast where I talk to people who are living out their dream careers. The only people that I've come across who know exactly what they want to do and end up doing it for the rest of their life, shouldn't say the only, but let's say the most part, are usually those in the sciences. So think of medical doctors, veterinarians, anthropologists, things like that. That seems to be something that you just hooked on from the beginning when you're young in life and then you just hold on to. But pretty much every other career, people's dreams do pivot over time. Now, what happens is most people think of dream career, dream vocation, and that word dream, like I said, it feels absolute or permanent. And just like you, they're afraid that making a choice means making a choice for the rest of their life. So instead of pursuing the dream they have today, they default to indecision. They say, this must not be it because I can't absolutely see myself doing it for 30 or 40 years. So I'll just stay in the same shitty job that I have that I hate and wait for something better to come along. And then fast forward 10 years, they're still in that shitty job and they're still not doing anything about their dream. Your dream today is legitimate, okay? It is justified. Go and pursue your dream today. It doesn't mean that you have to be a literary agent for 30, 40, 50 years. You might get into it and find that you absolutely love it and do it for another 30 years. You might get into it and find that you absolutely love it and you do it for 10, 15 years, but then 15 years from now, life changes and you want to do something different, right? Like I said earlier, you might want to pivot slightly. Maybe you become an author, maybe you open your own business, or maybe you pivot completely and do something completely different. But just because you can't see doing it for the next 30, 40 years with absolute 100% certainty does not make your dream invalid. Go after your dream that you have today and go after it with all your heart. And also, just by putting yourself out there, the world will open up to you and opportunities will present itself. If you stay in the same job that you have today that you don't like and you default to indecision, nothing's going to happen. The only way things happen if you put yourself out there and you go after your dreams. If you take action, if you take that first step, then the world opens up and things just start coming your way. Opportunities that you never thought possible. So go after your dream today, become that literary agent, and I promise the world will open up to you. All right, great questions. Keep them coming. I love answering them. I love helping you all. Let's go after your dreams. Thanks so much. Love you all.